Hi.
Did you know that each year Americans discard 70 pounds of clothes and that 85% of those clothes are ending up in our landfills? We want to put a stop to that. Introducing Giving Back for Good. I'm Meredith Carpio Walker.
I'm Andrea Lage,
And I'm Johan Saldana.
and we are Giving Back for Good, a convenient and sustainable online clothing shop where you can buy high-quality secondhand clothes from our catalog, preventing them from going to landfills. And when you buy from us, 20% of the profits will go to a future charity of your choice.
Can you go back, please?
One of the main problems we're trying to solve is the struggle of having too much clothes and not using them. Whether it's a parent whose child just graduated high school or a teenager who just has a little shopping addiction, we want to help solve their struggle in a way that benefits the community.
Well, Giving Back for Good is a new standard for sustainable clothing. We give our customers the opportunity to help their environment and community by doing what they love, shopping. For our customers segments, we're mainly targeting people from ages 16 to 64 years old, and that would be teenagers, millennials, and middle ages. And for right now, we want to start locally, and that would be Alamo Heights. For our market size, 11% of the US social media users shop on Instagram. And since we want to start locally, that will be around 50,000 people.
So for our competitors, we have this main group that is composed by companies that give a very similar experience to their customers. These other two companies are our most important competitors, especially Olivela, because they sell high-quality clothing, and also they give their customers the opportunity to choose a charity. So 20% of the profits will go to that charity. ThredUp is a high-quality used clothing shop online, but the thing is that these two companies only sell women's and children's clothes. So how are we different? We're different because we concentrate on three main core values, which are sustainability, convenience, and community. Sustainability because we resell clothing, preventing them from going to landfills. Convenience because we take advantage of the e-commerce trend, so you can check our catalog from anywhere. Also, and this is important, if you're a donor, we pick up the clothes right from your door. Isn't that convenient enough? And also community, because we embrace our customers to give back to their communities. So they choose a charity, and 20% of the profits will go to that chosen charity. These are only examples of the charities that will go in our website. And remember, your choice, your impact.
When thinking about how we want to get our brand out there, we want to pass out flyers as well as really use our social media influence. We were also thinking about collaborating with different organizations, whether it's partnering together to drive donations or asking to be mentioned on their social media.
So for our line of products, it comes mainly from clothing that we divide in three categories, which are luxury brands, common brands, and generic brands. Each of them will subdivide into subgroups, which are like used, like new, or used.
For our cost, we have shipping, and that will be flat rate shipping and Postmates. We have packaging, and that include boxes, tissues, and stickers. We have our travel costs because we pick up donations from people's doors. We have cleaning, such as laundry services, because we want our clothes to be clean before they get to our customers' hands. We have donation because it's where our customers choose where the 20% of the profits will go.
So how will we get there? This is our expected revenue for the next 3 years. For the year one, we're expecting $23,000 at $60 per day. And for the next 2 years, we're expecting 13% and 15% of annual growth rate, respectively. Now, these numbers come from our research that we did mainly from ThredUp, who have an average of 20% growth rate. The $60 per day comes from an experiment that my peer will explain later. Our testing expenses. We have 5 main testing expenses, which are promoting announcements, clothes maintenance, travel cost, shipping and packaging, and the website and domain name. These all bring up a number of $500.
When thinking about how we want to test our service, first we want to see if people are willing to buy from us and if they're willing to donate to us. A couple months ago, we conducted an experiment on Snapchat where we just posted a couple pictures of items that we had, saying that the profit was going to be donated to the San Antonio Food Bank. And in 24 hours, we were able to make $80 to donate to the San Antonio Food Bank. On February 8th, this is when we are planning to be open to donations as well as start posting items to sell. We will continue to post new items throughout the month. On February 28th is when we will count and classify all the funds we have received and donations we have received. So on the 29th, we can donate a select amount of money to the charities that were selected.
We are asking you for $500. And remember, don't throw it out, help someone out. Thank you.
Question. What about your facilities or the warehouse or wherever you're going to pick up these clothes and keep them? Have you computed that into your expense, into your business plan?
Okay, so because we're starting very locally, we're expecting to receive very low donations. So our facilities will be our homes mainly.
But your business model is to gather all of these clothes and hold that inventory, clean it, and when you get an order, put it in a box and ship it off. So what percentage of your clothes come from donations? 100%?
Yes.
And so 20% is given to,
Their customer's choice.
okay, so one of your main competitors may be Goodwill, where their donations are 100% to good cause. Maybe you have a better user interface for the buy side? Is that kind of your?
Yes, exactly. We give a better quality because our clothes are cleaned up.
Right.
Also, we use, as I said, the e-commerce trend. So it's an online clothing shop.
Sure.
That way you can check our catalog from anywhere.
So are you going to be a 501c3? Are you going to be a nonprofit? Or are you a for-profit?
We are for.
So the people that are donating their clothes are not going to, get that tax receipt than that you would at Goodwill. That's, I think, going to be one of your main issues. I think I think what you're going to hear from these guys up here is that you're going to have a tough time getting the donations if you're just going to be selling this for profit and only giving 20%. When I can go donate to Goodwill, and they've got a lot of drop-off facilities, and I can get 100% knowing that that's going to a nonprofit. You might kind of think about maybe a different model where maybe you're matching. Not sure, but I would think that through a little bit.
Would it be fair to say, though, giving it to Goodwill, right? I know 100% goes to charity, but this would allow you to give it to the charity that you want it to go to. That's kind of where I saw the hook.
Okay.
Like, because I have certain charities that I support, so that would be what I saw was the difference. I mean, if that matters to people, which.
I think along those lines, then you have to lay out the financial model around it a little more clearly. So then you're able to articulate that to people on why they should make a donation. To say, you make this donation, our costs are approximately, we can sell it for about X. Our costs are about X percent of that. That leaves this much in profits. And it may be that you need to be distributing all of the profits to their charity of choice. So then your kind of hook is, hey, you don't have to give this to Goodwill. You can give this to us. We're going to take care of it, and the proceeds go to whichever charity you want.
How they make
Your
money.
name.
But then they're not for profit. That's what I'm saying. I mean, in order to do this, you may have to switch your approach around your whole business model to a not-for-profit.
And just get a salary.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Effectively,
Yeah.
they've created a job instead.
Exactly.
I mean, it's.
Are people really? Sorry.
Go ahead.
Are people really looking for a write-off through their clothing donations?
Okay.
I don't
Goodwill,
know.
they give, if you want a receipt, write in
I think
what
it's
you
more
want.
than 100%
Yeah, so
goes
if
to
you
charity
blank.
versus 20.
Yeah, but there's,
But not
there's a
the charity
tax.
you want. People care
Yeah.
about the charities
I
they
was
give
gonna
to.
say, I care more about the charity I want.
There's
And-
definitely some I don't want given to
And I
that
thought-
are chosen for me. I don't want to be a part of that.
And didn't the tax
You're willing to
laws
take a
changes where
20%
it's not as significant?
Right, it's not.
It's
Yeah,
not.
it's not. In-kind donations. So.
Yeah, in-kind donations are not as significant now either, so I mean, I
don't know, I just
like the
think we
idea of
need to
giving it
think about it.
to, but I would want, I mean, are you planning on tying it to the people so you can say, you know, so-and-so is donating this much, or is it just the donation goes, it's anonymous, or how does that work?
So we're planning, as we grow, we will host an annual event, and we will invite all of our donors so we can celebrate how much impact we have made in our community.
I'll tell you this, if you can solve how to get your inventory for free, you're going to have a great business plan. I'll guarantee you that.
You get your inventory for free.
I mean, and there, I mean, you may be onto something here. You know, there are some costs in terms of, you know, pickup and laundry and shipping, and those are going to add up on you. And you got to compare that to what people are buying used, you know, clothing for. But, you know, if you can build a brand and a proposition that, you know, people are going to
I
give you
want to
free
comment
inventory,
something
that's
also.
good.
So we have read, specifically from ThreadUp, that they have analyzed that millennials mostly use 5 times their clothes, and then they throw it away or give to a charity. So that's why we're planning on targeting millennials, because we can get as much clothes as they use.
Well, from in your competitive analysis, and I guess ThreadUp, because there's consignment as well as the Goodwill Salvation Army side. And obviously, in a consignment environment, the retailer, Mike, to your point, has no cost of goods sold. They're splitting on some basis the retail proceeds, and as the donor, I could take that money and put it in my pocket, or I could take the money and make a donation, whatever it would be. It's part of the competitive exercise that you need to, or you can't discount entirely. And they're certainly in the for-profit business.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Good job. Well done.
Thank you.